Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Koran Interpreted, a translation by A.J. Arberry. The next I'll be presenting is chapter 30, the Greeks. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate. Aleph Lam Mim. The Greeks have been vanquished in the nearer part of the land, and after their vanquishing they shall be the victors in a few years. The Byzantians. To God belong... in the lowest part of the earth, which was something that, they could have told that it was a low area by the Dead Sea, but the lowest part on earth, how are they to know that it's the lowest part on land? They shall be victors in a few years. To God belongs the command before and after, and on that day the believers shall rejoice in God's help. God helps whomsoever he will, and he is the Almighty, the All-Compassionate. The promise of God. God fails not his promise, but most men do not know it. They know an outward part of the present life, but of the hereafter they are heedless. What have they not considered within themselves? God created not the heavens and the earth, and what between them is, save with truth and the stated term. Yet most men disbelieve in the encounter with their Lord. What have they not journeyed in the land and beheld? How was the end of those before them? They were stronger than themselves in might, and they plowed up the earth and cultivated it more than they themselves had cultivated it, and their messengers came to them with the clear signs. And God would never wrong them, but themselves they wronged. Then the end of those that did evil was evil, for that they cried lies to the signs of God, and mocked at them. God originates creation, then brings it back again. Then unto him you shall be returned. Upon the day when the hour is come, the sinners shall be confounded. No intercessors shall they have amongst their associates, and they shall disbelieve in their associates. And I'm reminded, this wasn't when Aleister Crowley died. The last words he said is, "I am perplexed." Upon the day when the hour is come, that day they shall be divided. As for those who believed and did deeds of righteousness, they shall walk with joy in a green meadow. But as for those who disbelieved and cried lies to our signs and the encounter of the hereafter, they shall be arraigned into the chastisement. So glory be to God, both in your evening hour and in your morning hour. The pre-sunrise, the dawn. I think that's the term used. But remembering God in the morning when there's no required prayer, that's important too. His is the praise in the heavens and earth, alike at the setting sun. And in your noontide hour, he brings forth the living from the dead, and brings forth the dead from the living, and he revives the earth after it is dead. And he revives the earth after it is dead. Even so you shall be brought forth. And of his signs is that he created you of dust. Then lo, you are mortals, all scattered abroad. And of his signs is that he created for you of yourselves spouses, that you might repose in them, and he has set between you love and mercy. Surely in that are signs for a people who consider, and of his signs is the creation of the heavens and the variety And of his signs is the creation of the heavens and earth, and the variety of your tongues and hues. Surely in that are signs for all living beings. And of his signs is your slumbering by night and day, and your seeking after his bounty. Surely in that are signs for a people who hear. And of his signs he shows you lightning for fear and hope, and that he sends down out of heaven water, and he revives the earth after it is dead. Surely in that are signs for a people who understand. And of his signs is that the heaven and earth stand firm by his command. Then when he calls you once, and suddenly out of the earth, lo, you shall come forth. To him belongs whosoever's in the heavens and the earth. All obey his will, and it is he who originates creation, then brings it back again, and it is very easy for him. His is the loftiest likeness in the heavens and the earth. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. He has struck for you a similitude from yourselves. Do you have among that your right hand's own associates in what we have provided for you, so that you are equal in regard to it, you fearing them as you fear each other? So we distinguish the signs for a people who understand. Nay, but the evildoers follow their own caprices without knowledge. So who shall guide those whom God has led astray? They have no helpers. And, the original religion, being the original state of mankind, is next. And tying that to the lesson of the soulmates and all that. But, the whole chapter, but anyways. So set thy face to the religion, a man of pure faith, God's original, upon which he originated mankind. There is no changing God's creation. That is the right religion, but most men know it not. Turning to him and fear you him, and perform the prayer, and be not of the idolaters, probably misassociators, even of those who have divided up their religion, become sects, each several party rejoicing in what is theirs. And some faiths have this idea: man against woman, humanity against spirits, spirits and humanity against God. That's not the original religion. When some affliction visits mankind, they call unto their Lord, turning to him then, when he lets them taste mercy from him. Lo, a party of them assign associates to their Lord, that they may be ungrateful for what we have given them. Take your enjoyment, certainly you will soon know. Or have we sent down any authority upon them, such as speaks of that they associate with him? And when we let men taste mercy, they rejoice in it. But if some evil befalls them, for that their own hands have forwarded. And when we let men taste mercy, humanity, they rejoice in it. But if some evil befalls them, for that their own hands have forwarded, behold, they despair. Have they not seen that God outspreads and straightens his provision to whom he will? Surely in that are signs for a people who believe, and give the kinsman his right, and the needy and the traveler. That is better for those who desire God's face. Those they are the prosperers. And what you give in usury, that it may increase upon people's wealth, increases not with God. But what you give in alms, desiring God's face, those they receive the recompense manifold. God is he that created you, then he produced it for you, then he shall make you dead, then he shall give you life. Is there any of your associates does aught of that? Glory be to him, high be he exalted above that they associate. Corruption has appeared in the land and sea, for that men's own hands have earned, that he may let them taste some part of that which they have done, that haply so they may return. Say, journey in the land, and behold, how was the end of those that were before? Most of them were idolaters, misassociators. So set thy face to the true religion before there comes a day from God that cannot be turned back. On that day they shall be sundered apart. Whoso disbelieves, his unbelief shall be charged against him, and whosoever does righteousness for themselves, they are making provision that he may recompense those who believe and do righteous deeds of his bounty. He loves not unbelievers, and of his signs is that he looses the winds, bearing good tidings, and that he may let you taste of his mercy, and that the ships may run at his command, and that you may seek his bounty. Haply so you will be thankful. Indeed, we sent before thee messengers unto their people, and they brought them the clear signs. Then we took vengeance upon those who sinned, and it was ever a duty incumbent upon us to help the believers. God is he that looses the winds that stir up the clouds, and he outspreads them, and he spreads them in the heaven how he will, and shatters them. Then thou seest the rain issuing out of the midst of them, and when he smites with it whomsoever of his servants he will, though they rejoice, although before it was sent down on them, before that they had been in despair. So behold the marks of God's mercy, how he quickens the earth after it was dead. Surely he is the quickener of the dead, and he is powerful over everything. But if we loose a wind, and they see it growing yellow, they remain after that unbelievers. Thou shalt not make the dead to hear, neither shalt thou make the deaf to hear the call when they turn about retreating. Thou shalt not guide the blind out of their error, neither shalt thou make any to hear, except for such as believe in our signs, and so surrender. God is he that created you of weakness, then he appointed after weakness strength, then after strength he appointed weakness and gray hairs. He creates what he will, and he is the all-knowing, the all-powerful. Upon the day when the hour is come, the sinner shall swear, they have not tarried above an hour, so they were perverted. But those who have been given knowledge and faith shall say, you have tarried in God's book till the day of the upraising. This is the day of the upraising, but you did not know. So that day their excuses will not profit the evildoers, nor will they be suffer to make amends. Indeed, we have struck for the people in this Koran every manner of similitude, and if thou bringest them a sign, those who are unbelievers will certainly say, you do nothing but follow falsehood. Even so God seals the hearts of those that know not. So be thou patient, surely God's promise is true, and let not those who have not sure faith make thee unsteady. So the natural faith, the interaction with humanity, in the chapter of the Greeks, and the God-besetting love between spouses. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And divine love not being for the covering of the truth. ليجزي الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من فضله إنه لا يحب الكافرين.